Senpie Deck Spotlight, Episode 3, Blackwings. Blackwings were first released as black feathers in the Japanese OCG, which stands for Original Card Game. The English TCG, or Trading Card Game, differs mostly in the fact that OCG cards are not legal in the TCG and vice versa. They are an archetype of dark, wind-beast monsters with several playing styles available, thanks to a frankly ridiculous amount of support they have received over the years. They reached their apex in 2009, winning the World Championship Series. A deck whose main support over the years has been the form of synchro mechanics, the deck can be played in many different ways. They have two main cards that make the various strategies work. Icarus Attack allows you to tribute a winged beast monster on the field and destroy two cards. While not as useful as it once was, it is still a core card that lets you interrupt many different kinds of plays. The second main card is Black Whirlwind. A continuous spell card, Black Whirlwind allows you to search for a Blackwing monster when you normal summon a Blackwing monster from your hand. Since most Blackwings can special summon themselves while a different Blackwing is on the field, this gives you access to a wide variety of themed synchro monsters and a few decent Exceed monsters. As part of this ongoing series, I'm going to be taking decks featured to a large local tournament known for being relatively meta. This gives what I hope is a representative sample of what you might face at something like a regionals and displays the potential of the deck. I piloted the deck through a series of wins during 2010, culminating at topping at a state regional tournament. I played the deck on and off over the years with some success, relying on the anti-meta aspects of what Blackwings can do to attain some level of playability. Here is the deck, including the side and extra deck. Check the description below for a list, and stick around to hear how it did at a fairly competitive locals. Gofu the Vague Shadow is a relatively new Blackwing that allows for easy link summons. While you control the monsters, you can special summon it and two tokens on the field, which can be used for Icarus Attack. Just remember tokens are normal monsters at all times. Crested Crack of Dawn is the strongest main deck Blackwing. He has Destruction Protection and can special summon himself, allowing for searches with Black Whirlwind and Exceed summons. Kalut the Moon Shadow is our Honest. It allows for unexpected plays from the hand, useful for both offense and defense. Bore the Spear can be special summoned from the hand and does piercing damage. It allows you to make Exceed plays and punish defense position monsters. A decent 1700 attack makes Bore an excellent searcher with Black Whirlwind. Gale the Whirlwind allows you to run over almost any monsters and enables level 7 synchros. I'll run 2 due to the ease of searching it with Black Whirlwind. Blizzard of the Far North allows you to summon a Blackwing from the graveyard. Your normal summon is valuable, so 1 is plenty. Max C at the very worst stops your opponent from making plays and replaces itself. Max it out, even at 1 it is still valuable. Now we get into our Shaddoll engine. Shaddoll Dragon is our best main deck Shaddol. We can either set it to bounce a card or pitch it to destroy a spell or trap card. Shaddoll Beast is here only to be used to draw a card, with multiple ways of pitching it. Beast softens the blow at several costs as well as giving a target for Shaddoll Fusion. I should have maxed out my copies of Shaddoll Fusion since it allows for this free summoning of Winda if your opponent has an extra deck monster. As a walking summon limit, Winda can put a strain on your opponent's ability to play the game. Black Whirlwind is our main search card and the biggest target on the field. Max out your copies, but do not rely on this card sticking around, it will be popped. Since all of our monsters are dark, Allure of Darkness increases our draw power. This will not cover all of our needs, but it is a start. Consider supplementing with 2 cards for Black Feathers. Mind Control allows for spot removal and easy synchros with your opponent's monsters. Regeki is still ridiculously powerful. Play it if you have it, or if you don't, just use a Dark Coal. It destroys all of your opponent's monsters. I'll play 2 Twin Twisters to supplement my Shaddoll engine. They proved invaluable, but just use Mystical's Face Typhoon if cost is an issue. I chose to play 1 Compulsory Evacuation device because it is a staple spot removal and 1 Skill Drain. Skill Drain is something that you can play around and generally hurts your opponent more than it hurts you. Solemn Warning is still one of the most splashable control cards and so deserves a spot. I'll play 3 Icarus Attacks. You can tribute a Gofu token or any Blackwing to destroy 2 cards. My success was undermined by the fact I can't search for this card. Try playing 1 or 2 in the current format. Now onto the side deck. I chose 3 System Downs because they just wreck any machine decks. I was unsure of what I would be playing against, so this seemed like a safe pick. I only have 1 Mask of Restrict, but it's an amazing card that could shut down many decks like True Draco. Just remember to side out your Icarus attacks. Similarly, Mind Drain will wreck many common hand traps and effects popular right now. Side out 1 or 2 Kaluts, just in case. Different Dimension Ground lets you temporarily disrupt your opponent's ability to make graveyard plays, and remove pesky floaters. Anti-Spell Fragrance disrupts your opponents more than it does you. It stops pendular monsters from being activated and slows the game to your level. With the many popular OTK decks during this beginning of the Link format, Summon Limit restricts your opponent, allowing you to grind out a win. The Extra Deck. I play one Link Spider for a Gofu token summon. I play one Gaia Saber in case I want to use all of my Gofu materials, and to round out my Link monsters, a Decode Talker for Clutch Plays. For fusions, I play two Windas. A Walking Free Floodgate, Windas float slightly with a recycle ability. I wish I had played one of the Earth fusions, Shaddoll Shekanaga, to pitch Max C, but 2 Shaddolls was not enough. Cowboy literally wins games with his 800 life point burn. Zero Fee negates face-up effects unless you run over big walls, along with cards such as Icarus Attack. Nothing the Starlight provides an extra 800 burn for game, and lets you normal summon again for searches with Black Whirlwind. Bryonic is an excellent spot removal, allowing you to remove pesky cards. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon is the best level 7 synchro with instant and continuing removal of high level cards. Kristen Korya Gandrax can end games with his mass banishing ability, and Star Eater, while horribly outdated, lets you get rid of kaijus along with a level 3 tuner on your side of the field to make Star Eater. After this weekend, I can confidently state the deck is past its prime. Despite a decent start, current decks out-resourced, out-searched, and sometimes out-damaged the deck in ways that I could not prevent. Round 1, I went up against Trickstars. Game 1, I ran into some issues due to being unfamiliar with the cards. I knew I should have read them and the rulings ahead of time, but did not, costing me valuable time. I lost the first game and went into Game 2. I took an easy victory in Game 2 thanks to a strong opening hand of Gofu. We went into time and I offered a draw but was rejected. I suppose he felt his more expensive deck was superior and took his chances to Game 3. Local tournament rules allow for 5 additional turns before the player with the highest life point wins. I sided out all of my draw cards and all cards that cost life points in order to try to grind him out. A bad opening hand on his part, an additional turn afforded me from being allowed to go first, pulled me into my first victory. Round 2 was against a strange combination of Gem Knights and Lightsworns. Due to a ridiculously lucky set of milling, searchers, and odd plays, he took Game 1. Game 2 was a little different. I suspect he sided too heavily, messing up his ratios. We ran out of time due to being unfamiliar with Fairy Tail, and I took the game with a 5,000 point lead to an overall draw. Round 3 is where I lost my first outright match of the night. Pendulum Magicians produced so many resources on opening turn that I was left to my backup engine, Shaddolls. This is where I ran into my second issue of the night. I was unfamiliar with the current erratum of Future Fusion. I knew that many erratums have been released and that Break Control had been rendered nearly unplayable, but I had not realized that Future Fusion had a new text. I feel like I could have taken Game 1 if Future Fusion has functioned as envisioned, but it did not, and it lost to superior searching and resource generation. Game 2, I played both Shaddoll fusions, putting out multiple Windas. Sadly, Winda's former playability is seriously hampered by the existence of kaijus, leading to my Windas being removed from the field. Unable to do more than put out 2 monsters a turn compared to his 4 or 5 summoning a turn, I was run over in short order. Round 4 saw me face an old mermaid build, but I bricked on my opening hand, drawing 8 total spells and traps before my life points fell to 0 on Game 1. Game 2 had me opening much better, but I was kaiju'd. Then it was Darkhold off the field before I was OTK'd through an old Atlantean Prince combo. My summoning limit would have kept me from losing that turn, but a lucky Twin Twisters took them both off the field. Overall, the deck is fine. My Round 1 win and Round 3 loss were the 2 of the winners of the overall tournament. A novel approach to combining Shaddolls and Blackwings was marred somewhat by the erratum on Future Fusion, leading me to side it out immediately on Game 2. If I were to play the deck again, I would max out my copies of Shaddoll Fusion, remove the Future Fusion, and possibly replace something for Sinister Shadow games for additional consistency. I rate the deck a solid Tier 2, capable of winning upset victories, but incapable of running with the meta decks due to lack of resource generation. In order to be competitive, the monsters would have to be capable of replacing themselves somehow, which the Shaddoll engine somewhat covered. Keep an eye out for future episodes on deck building, improving as a player, and much more.
Become a patron and support us today. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe below. Follow us on social media. Thank you. Okay, I'm done. That's all my excitement.
Okay.
That's all I had. Wait, MySpace still exists?
Copyright Yugioh Senpais, all rights reserved. Contact us for sponsorship and advertisement opportunities.